I'm Toby, once again standing at Prahran Market in a random cooking area, and in front of me we've got ricotta cheese because I'm going to do a cheese dish. I like saying cheese. October 29th we've got the Prahran Market Cheese Festival, and this dish is kind of a variation of gnocchi. The ricotta's been sitting in the sieve line with kitchen paper overnight, and now I pop that into a dry bowl. Crack in 1 egg. Some finely grated Parmesan cheese, and just a little bit of flour. Use a spoon or a fork and start to bring all these ingredients together. I'm going to go just a small amount more flour. As soon as it comes together into a dough, cover with cling film and pop it into the fridge for an hour. Once the mixture's been resting for an hour, dust a bench pretty liberally with semolina flour. Take small amounts of the ricotta mixture and roll it in the semolina. Once you've rolled all the gnudi out, gnocchi, ricotta gnocchi, whatever you want to call them, pop them to the side. It's actually a really good step if you're making a few of these to pop them onto a tray heavily lined with semolina and then put a lot of semolina over the top as well. And that'll really absorb a lot of the moisture out of the gnocchi, which will help with the integrity of the structure and help hold it together after. We're not going to do that today. We're going to fly through this. I've got a pan here sitting over a medium heat, and I've got some diced guanciale. You could use pancetta or bacon, or you could easily take this down the veggie route as well and just leave it out, because we're going to add in some beautiful peas and mint into here as well. Once the ricotta's been sitting for a little while, we can start to cut them into gnudi. Take your time doing this and give them a little bit of a puff up with your fingers. Once the pancetta, bacon, guanciale, whatever you're using is crispy, use a slotted spoon to get it out of the pan onto a plate lined with kitchen paper. I've got my gnudi ready to go with a little film of semolina over the top, crispy pancetta and some peas. So this is, as I said before, a really delicate dish. It's really important, as you'll see in a moment, we're going to toast the gnudi, not to overload the pan. You want to make sure the gnudi are in a single level or layer, because we're going to toast them up beautifully. If you've got them on top of each other, because they're so soft, they'll just get crushed and you'll end up with mashed ricotta and pancetta. So do 1 or 2 portions of this, and that's it to start with until you get your head around it. Pop about 6 gnudi into boiling salted water and have your pan ready to go. Cook the gnudi just for about 30 seconds and pop them straight into the pan. Try and avoid using a sieve. Slotted spoons are your friend. The idea here is to toast up the gnudi, so drop the heat right down, give the pan a shake to make sure they don't stick. Once they're beautifully toasted up on one side, very gently flip them over. They look good. And we'll repeat for the other side. I'm going to pop a small amount of butter into there. Pancetta can go back in. Pop a couple of tablespoons of blanched peas into there. Okay, so we can give them a little bit of a flip over. At the very end, we can tear in some freshly picked mint. A little bit of Parmesan over the top. A little bit of cracked pepper.